It is indeed a pleasure to have you joining us today. This is a perspective of our quality program that you probably have not been completely aware of until now. So you are in for a treat. And our presenters today are Mary Rotundo and Tanya Goldberg, and I will let them each give you just a sentence or two of their background as we move into this. So, Mary, what is the World Cup of Quality?
Thank you so much, Judy, for that introduction. My name is Mary Rotundo. For those of you who don't know me, I have been with the center for almost 7 years, and I'm really excited about what we are going to be sharing with you guys today because in all of my 7 years here, and Judy's a few more, um, this is the first time that we have something of this magnitude happening in the state of Florida. So the United 2025 World Cup of Quality is what all universities, public universities in the state university system, and all the colleges in the Florida college system are joining together to create a result or try to achieve the goals for 2025 that have been set for us by the Board of Governors. So pretty much like what is happening with the World Cup, where 3 countries are hosting the World Cup, we are uniting with our sister universities and colleges and for a program towards quality. So we'll be telling you more about that. And I will be, and I chose these titles very, very intentionally because I'm going to be the commentator in the sense that I'm going to be providing the information. And then I have these 2 amazing ladies who are going to be on the field actually helping with the interaction. We want this session to be totally open for your questions and your interaction. So my main referee is Tanya Goldberg. And Tanya.
My name is Tanya Goldberg, and I'm an instructional designer at the Center for Online Learning and Continuing Education. And I'm going to be your main referee for this presentation. I'm going to be asking you to, speak up and ask your questions, and I'll be posing a couple questions for you as well.
And then Judy, you want to say something about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I've been around for a bit, and professional development with our department is a really high point for me. So we're delighted to be presenting this today. Thank you. We're looking forward to this.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so with further ado, here is the great things that are happening in the next couple years. So like I said, in 2026, the world is coming together for the FIFA World Cup. And like I said before, these 3 countries are be hosting the games. So we thought it was a pretty inspiring analogy for what we think is also happening in Florida. So what is happening in Florida in 2025? And I'm going to try to go really slow. There's lots to share. So the Board of Governors for the State University System of Florida and the college system has released their strategic plan for online education. The plan covers 3 main goals: quality, access, and affordability. So it is a pretty comprehensive plan to make quality online education the priority of our state. our state universities. Um, qu- Professional development, which is what we're doing today, is also part of this effort, but it is a separate goal. And it may be a presentation that we'll do in the future, because the same way we want to impact our students with our course design, we want to impact them by having faculty members that are well versed on um, the pedagogical aspects of teaching online. So more to come in terms of professional development. But today I wanted to talk to you about goal one, and then we're going to cover one of the strategies and the tactic and the indicators that will allow us not only to aim for the goal, but also track our process on as we are getting closer to the goal. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to share my screen. I have the plan actually put up here on my screen. So this is what the goal is. Goal number one is the state university system will create a culture of quality for online education. Like I was saying before, the strategy that concerns me in terms of course design will be strategy 1.1. But if you look at the document, professional development is also part of that plan. So moving forward then to part of the goal, we're going to talk about strategy 1.1, which is to recognize the development of high quality online education statewide. So there's two important points here. It's the recognizing the quality and then developing courses for quality. And this is where we're going to start. And that will take us directly to our tactic 1.1.3, which reads to ensure the implementation of quality scorecard, quality matters course rubric, and this the rest of this sentence is what has made this open and a possibility for the entire state. So implementing quality scorecard, quality matters, and or a course certification process for all universities offering online education. What this means that is so incredibly empowering for us is that each of our universities or colleges is empowered to create and approve their own course review and certification process. So this is exactly where we stand, and I feel incredibly honored to be heading that effort for our university as the quality manager, quality assurance manager for our department. And Judy Summers is also a member of the quality assurance team here at the Center for Online and Continuing Education. So we are basically at the forefront of this effort for our school. And we have been tuning up a review process that really is making already an impact on how we certify, how we build, and how we certify courses internally. Thank you. So we will be unpacking a little bit of what this mandate really means for us and how we're trying to accomplish this amazing goal. So basically, we have been empowered to come up with a course quality certification process, which is approved by each of the institutions. And the indicator, the performance indicator for this one is that by 2025, 100% of all the courses, online courses that are offered online are going to be certified by either the institutions or any external quality benchmarks like Quality Matters or the quality scorecard. So to achieve that goal, we are in the middle of an ongoing assessment of quality. So every 5 years, we are going to be reporting on these goals starting 2025. Internal process for reviewing and certifying courses, and then continuous effort of assessing quality, and that goes within cycles of 5 years. To be able to assess and certify the quality of an online course, the most standardized and in a way the less subjective component is the course design. There are standards that are industry wide. Quality Matters being one of them, that allows and provide a benchmark and guidelines for what quality course design is. Like I said before, this is a review process that is completely unique to Florida. And because there's so much variability between, let's say, a university like UF or UCF and your local college, this process allows for each of the universities or colleges to create something that works for them. But because it's industry based, we are in a way making sure that the quality is there. And eventually, there will be a coding system in the Florida virtual campus that will identify quality courses. So, as you put on that word cloud, a lot of you guys mentioned the course being intuitive, being organized, and that is really one of the major aspects of ease of navigation. Also, having a course overview or introduction module. So, getting that structure there out there for your students. So, it is intuitive is really important. You mentioned teacher presence, you mentioned interaction, and as you can see, everything that you were saying is contained in these standards because these are the industry standards for course design. These are coming directly from Quality Matters, and they were adopted by the Florida Virtual Campus, and which is actually the place where all these courses coming from the entire state, university, and college system are gonna live and be offered to our students. So these are the QM essential standards. And so we're going to move for a second from the standards to our own standards. So in our internal review process, we have those industry-based standards, but we also have our own standards that are applicable to our own university, our own process, our students, our faculty. So it's a two-layered kind of process. And again, this is what the review process that is currently in place as approved by FAU, standards based, and we facilitate this process. So I wanted to show you what the main standards are for our institution, and you will see that the industry standards are embedded into ours, but there's also more that are institutional that are for our institution. So we're going to be talking a lot about our template for Canvas, and that is part of our first standard. We call it the dev shell. And it's basically how we use the Canvas template that we have created. A lot of quality components have gone into creating that template, and that we share with you and we provide during our course design build and update projects. Then we have elements that go into our syllabus and something we call the course blueprint, but which is basically a way for us to map out your courses and start seeing how the elements come into place and relate to each other. Um, Teacher presence is big in our in an online class in the online setting. So that's one of our standards, and it's really embedded into everything else. You will see it as part of the interaction. You will see it as using technology. You will see it in many places, like, for example, your communications policy with your students and how you give feedback. So that teacher presence is really, it really overlaps over several standards. Then we have our main one, which is how your course components come together and work towards your students meeting your objectives, interaction and active learning. Then we check for accessibility and ease of navigation. We also help with making sure that we're modeling academic integrity, and we really make the technology requirements transparent for our students. And we also, our team helps you use technology in a way that really contributes to the success of your students. So I'm going to take a couple minutes to kind of break it up to you guys. Um, some of these important standards for us, and the core of a quality course design is how these components work together. We call it alignment. Um, and like I said before, course design is actually one way to increase the measurability of what you're doing. And the way to do that, the way we do it, is by having measurable course level objectives and measurable module level objectives. And then your assignments and your assessments will provide the evidence that these things are being accomplished. Also, like I said before, how your technology supports your learning objectives. Your grading. How is the grading also reflecting how your students are building towards those course level objectives? And like I said before, communication with your students. It's overlaps through many of the standards, so you will see it here as part of the alignment. Another important element that you guys mentioned was interaction and active learning. So we will look into things like how you share your communication plan with your students, if your students, your activities promote student interaction in whatever format, synchronous or asynchronous. If you're using synchronous lectures, where they happen, and I'm sorry, when they happen, if there is group work, which is not easy, let's say, sell to our students. So we help you with that. And other course activities promoting active learning. So this is part of the interaction and active learning major component of our course design here at FAU. And lastly, for now, the coding system in the Florida Virtual Campus will have 2 quality designations. So after you build a course and it goes through the internal review process where we certify the quality of the course, you can have it designated as quality or high quality. The main difference is basically the number of people that take a look at the course and also how many of the standards, the substandards are being met. In our case, because of all the thought and the resources that have been put into our system of review process, all of the courses that we certify are going to be high quality. So they're going to be receiving the same level of certification that you would get from an external quality review process like Quality Matters. Um, so I took this language from the actual FLVC page because we wanted to make it, to emphasize it to our faculty that whatever you have is what we're going to start with, and it doesn't not mean that your course is not a high quality course already. um, we're here just to make it better.
Looks like a question came in.
Mhm.
Does the certification apply just to the course or also to the person teaching the course?
That's a great question. The way the certification works is the person and the course. And the reason for that is, let's say you create your course and somebody else creates the same course, but it's a different section. Only yours will be quality certified and will receive the designation. If the other faculty member wants to get designation for this other course, we will help him or her accomplish that. But yes, it takes into account the instructor and the course.
We want to know, how do you use Canvas to organize your course content? So this question is not a Slido. It would be to unmute your microphone and, just kind of share your experiences.
So I'm wondering, I'm a course coordinator for a couple of undergraduate courses, and we have adjuncts teach some of those courses. So I'm thinking ahead to the moment when, or the time when 100% of the online courses need to be certified. I will be submitting those courses for certification as the coordinator, and because I'm developing them. But then if someone needs to teach it, because of the workload, how do you anticipate that being managed if the certification is based on the course? And also, as we handle online courses now, if we had an adjunct teach, I wouldn't generally be giving the adjunct my certified course because of academic freedom. I would be giving that adjunct direction, but then they would teach their course, develop their course. So I see this concern about transferring that quality, if you will, assuming my courses get certified, to the adjunct environment.
That is a great question, and I may not have all the answers, but I'm going to tell you what I know. And Judy is also, she also teaches here, so she can also give us the teacher perspective. So there is a possibility of certifying a course that's a master course. So, and we're actually doing that for the first time. So we certify the course itself, and there will be a person creating the course. It will be also the instructor of record, but then other people will be teaching the class. So the shell will not have the specific information that for the person who's teaching the class, but it will be certified as a master course. So that answers the first part of your question. Now, about you sharing the course with another faculty member or another adjunct faculty, if they are going to be changing some of the content and they will be basically building their own course, we can work with them and make sure that that second version of the course is also quality certified.
Okay, and what would that That would be kind of a fast turnaround, though, I'm imagining. Sometimes we change schedules, maybe
Yeah.
2 months before the semester starts. So I'm just wondering, I wanna make sure, especially because I'm coordinator, that I make sure we're in compliance. But the scheduling is not done by me, so I don't
Yeah.
have control over when I'm told that the schedule may change, or the people teaching the courses may
Yes.
change.
Yes.
Okay, but that
Yeah.
information is helpful. Thank you.
So I think Renee's question sort of is related to mine. And I just wanted to clarify. So if the same course has different sections that are taught by different instructors, each of those instructors will undergo their own personal QM process.
Internal review and certification process. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I figured based on the discussion that you just had. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle and Renee, for bringing up those really important questions.
So we have 42 quality standards that we need to meet in order to, certify your course as a high quality course. And just by using our course and syllabus templates, we can meet 13 of those standards, which have to do with the overall navigation, ease of use, and clarity of your course. Then to meet the other 29 standards, we work with you in a variety of ways to achieve those standards. Some of those being, we like to model academic integrity, meaning we will look at all of the course content and material that goes into your course to make sure that it's copyright compliant, and that if there are any permissions needed, that those permissions have been requested and properly noted in the course. And we also make sure that there's learner-to-learner interaction in the course. That could be, anything from collaboration, group project, peer review, student introductions. And we also give you different tips on how to implement those into your course. So there's different ways that you could do a student introduction, right? You could do a discussion board, and we give you other, cool ideas, like maybe doing it in a Padlet or using a Flipgrid. And so we like to try to work with you to give you those different ideas to implement into your course. We also make sure that there's active learning so that it's not all just, instructor giving a lecture and then taking quizzes. We try to make sure that there's, either students are presenting on some type of a topic, or they're doing some type of a research where they're really being able to actively learn on their own and then bring back what they've learned to the rest of the class. We also like to work with the course and module objectives, making sure that they're student-centered, meaning that a student could read them and completely understand what they're meant to do and achieve at the end of this course. Accessibility is another big part of what we do. We look at all of the course materials in your course, make sure that they're formatted in a way that a screen reader could, read it. All of your images have alternative text. And this is really just so that, your course is accessible to all types of learners and needs of the learners as well. And then we also have a wonderful media team that helps to get, the presence of the instructor into the course. So we work with you to create, personal introduction, course introduction, whatever media you would like to create, video-wise or otherwise. And we make sure that there's closed captioning and that there's different forms of the course material available for the different learners in your course.
Will we have access to the HQ standards now?
So you're asking if you'll have access to read what the standards are? Yes, right from our website, you could actually access that. I believe, Mary, is that on one of your slides?
Yes, I was actually going to share the QM standards, the 8 essential standards. It's going to be part of the resources, but yes, we'll share the standards for sure. Let's say like you were saying, an adjunct comes to teach the class and they may not go fully certified, but there are tools and resources that will get you started. So, Tanya, it's going to explain about our Canvas template, and then Judy will briefly talk about our syllabus template, and then we will give you all the links to get information. So, Tanya, back to the syllabus. I'm sorry, to the Canvas template.
So basically, we've created a Canvas template that we could share with any of the faculty at FAU to help you organize your course content in a way that makes the navigation and ease of use of your course wonderful. Basically, we have a homepage that has some links, to a navigation video. It has links directly to your modules. It has a link directly to the syllabus. And we've set it up in a way that the student literally has to go into the course, hit the start here button, and all they have to do from there is hit next, and they'll get to what they need to get to. So they'll first go through a start here module where we've implemented, the FAU policies. We've implemented a page to help students with online learning that gives them tips and resources for online learning. There's a page that clarifies your expectations of communication and what your students could expect of you for feedback in their work. And basically, after they've gone through that Start Here module, when they hit next, they go right into their first week, their module 1, and all of the content on that page is organized with page breaks. So, there's the module introduction, then we'll have your module objectives, then there's a section of to do, then there's their course readings, and it's basically just very user-friendly and organized comparatively to, just putting everything into a Canvas shell, into the files, and then handing your students a syllabus and then expecting them to be able to find everything that they need to find. So that's basically the overall gist of our template.
As Mary said earlier, the blueprint is a course map that we work with you to develop so that you know that everything that you're doing in the course is going to provide them provide you with the evidence that they are accomplishing those objectives that you've worked so hard on. We also have available a fully accessible syllabus template, and we can share that with anyone who wants it. It has all of the components that need to be in the syllabus that you may want to include for your syllabus.
So finally, we have these three resources that we're going to share with you. These are services that we provide. So the first one is how to build a high quality course with us. And then after 3 years, you build your original course, you can come back to update your course. That's a different service. And then after you teach the course for the first time, at any point, you can decide to get the Quality Matters certification for your course. All of these links are going to be provided with the presentation. They're linked here to this page, and they're also linked here in the resources page. So you can click here and find out where to go if you need to get started on building your course. Everything is there. Everything you need to know is there. And at the very bottom, you have a button to send your proposal, and here are the due dates or deadlines for submission of your forms. So we thank you very, very much for your time today, and please reach out to us at any point by any means if you have any more questions. We're here to help.
And we know that there will be questions, so are glad to work with you in any way that we can. As most of you are here, know most of us, and know that we are here for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you. Thanks everyone for joining us, and thanks especially to Tanya and Mary for enlightening us.